Hi, my name is Alyssa Principe. I'm a dietitian here at BID-Milton. As a dietitian, a lot of times I get asked how a diabetic can avoid added sugar in their diet. Added sugar is found in a lot of different foods. In America, it's most commonly found in sugar-sweetened beverages, things like sodas, juices, even energy drinks. A lot of cereals have added sugars. So for a diabetic, I would recommend that they opt for zero-calorie beverages instead, something like diet soda, seltzer, even unsweetened iced tea. My recommendation would be to stay away from cereals with more than 12 grams of sugar per serving. Carbohydrates are one of our body's main sources of fuel. They're important to have just so you have energy. I would recommend for diabetics you want to control how many carbohydrates you're having at one time, focusing on portion size. If you have too many carbohydrates at one meal, that causes the blood sugar to raise. I would recommend staying away from white pasta. The portions of pasta, white pasta in particular, are way too large. It should really only be a quarter of the plate that we're eating, not the whole bowl. So if you do opt for pasta, go for a whole grain and keep it to about a quarter of the plate. Add plenty of vegetables and protein with it. There are some foods that are better versions of carbohydrates than others. Mainly that would be whole grains, things like whole wheat bread, brown rice. Those are better options than the white processed versions like white bread. That's because the whole grains have fiber in it, and fiber breaks down slower than foods without the fiber, so that prevents the blood sugar from raising too high. Definitely put an emphasis on protein and vegetables. Those are the key to helping someone control their blood sugar levels. Both protein and non-starchy vegetables are very low in carbohydrates. Potatoes, corn, peas, and butternut squash are the main starchy vegetable. Every other vegetable you can think of would be considered non-starchy. And since we're trying to limit the amount of carbohydrates that somebody should eat, the only way you're going to feel satisfied is if you include protein at every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and put a focus on non-starchy vegetables, mainly at lunch and dinner. One of the best tips I give is to think about your plate in terms of portions. So for lunch and dinner, half of the plate should be those non-starchy vegetables that we were talking about. A quarter of the plate should be protein, and a quarter of the plate should be left for starch. That could include the starchy vegetables like a potato, but it would also include things like brown rice. Breakfast looks a little different because we don't usually eat vegetables at breakfast. A third of the plate should be fruit. A third is left for a starch like a whole grain, oatmeal, whole wheat toast, and then a third is protein, so that could be an egg or sausage or something like that. Alcohol should only be consumed in moderation, 1 to 2 drinks per day per person. Alcohol itself can actually cause blood sugar levels to drop, and this could actually become dangerous. So it's important that you never want to drink on an empty stomach. Always make sure you have a snack or meal. Additionally, be careful of mixers that we put with the alcohol, things like sodas and juices, which are very high in the sugar and can cause the blood sugar to raise. If you test your blood sugar and you see it's below 70, that's considered hypoglycemia. In that case, you could feel kind of shaky, you could feel dizzy, nausea, vomiting, or all symptoms. What you want to do is take 1 serving of carbohydrates, so 15 grams of carb. It could be 4 ounces of juice, a small piece of fruit, a piece of candy, something like that. Wait 15 minutes and then recheck your blood sugar. If it's still below 70, you just repeat the whole process again until it's above.